Hello and welcome to my new channel, Ed's World. I'm Ed, and that's my nightlight. Isn't that cool? Even got a father and 3 kids pulling a Christmas tree. Anyway, this channel was going to be about wood carving, but I've had people tell me because I have so many different interests, I have different crafts and wood carving and rock hunting. I got so many things going on you wouldn't believe. So they convinced me to make this channel basically a blog, where I don't cover one area, I cover many areas. For example, this here is a log cabin that I've started. You can see I think it's 8 high, and they're just 5/16 wooden dolls, because it's got to be miniature, so I can't go all that big. I don't know if that plywood platform is going to be the entire model. I may expand it because I want, basically, front door is going to be here, or maybe in the middle, I don't know yet. But it's going to have the windows, it's going to have a loft upstairs. I may partition different rooms, or I may just have it all open with an open ceiling, like some of these really cool log cabins you see on television. I really like that. I'm going to have sliding glass doors, or it may not be glass, but they'll be sliding doors. I think I figured out how I can do that. I don't know if there's dollhouses that have sliding doors, but I'm going to try to make my own if I can. It's going to have a big back deck, because my life goal, I always wanted to buy the land next to a lake, no neighbors. I own the lake. Okay, that's going to require a lot of money I don't have. But a log cabin on it, where these skewers are setting, the way I envisioned it is this was going to be my garden, and then fruit trees along the side. For some reason I envisioned a creek on that side with a water wheel for a generator, plus the lake and a canoe. But that's just, like I said, that's just a dream. As far as this, I'll probably try to do most of that. Also, this is a dragon claw staff that I've been working on here and there. This is actually the roots of the sapling. I got the claws in it. I started doing the scales. They started out really nice. I never done scales before, and they started out really nice, and then I had to taper them down to a smaller size. Sorry about the shadows. Lighting in here sucks. And then I went to a smaller size. Well, my carving tools don't go, there isn't a size in between. I've actually been drawing the lines and carving them in, so I'm kind of stumped for now, and that happens. I mean, I get so far and then I run into a problem, and I have to set it aside and wait until I can figure out something. But those red marks are going to be wounds from a great battle, and that's how I ended up destroying the dragon. And I'm using its arm as the top of my staff. And I do have a great big, let me zoom back out. I do have a great big, see how big that green crystal is? I have a clear one that I found on eBay, and it's not cheap. I'll tell you that right now. It was not cheap. Okay, this is a big clear one. See that skull in there? Yeah, buddy. Isn't that cool? That is going to be held in that. Now, if I can figure out how to put a light in there to light it up and make it look like, you know, real magical, because it's going to be a wizard staff, obviously, that would be cool too. And all this stuff's collecting dust from all the sanding. And there's a few cars too. I also have another idea that I'll show you. A hobbit house. That is a burrow from a box elder. I already got the door, window, and there's another window. Okay. Now, if you'll notice, it's not set flat. But, okay, see how this goes up on a hill? It's just the way it worked out. My idea is this is going to be sitting in a shallow flower pot. You know, them shallow ones, only about so deep but big. Okay, that's what this is going to be sitting in. I already know how I'm going to do the door and the windows. I don't have any room for all this stuff, but it is what it is. Okay, anyways, I wanted to have like a little stone path coming out. There's going to be a picket fence around it. I thought about a little flower pot and on either side, but I don't know of any plants that would stay small and look pretty, maybe even flower in them little pots. So they'll probably have to be artificial. But there's going to be a hill to cover up this, a hill of dirt. If you ever look through the nursery catalogs, there's a really short growing green moss, and it grows around your stone path. I thought we could use that for grass, okay, up the hill, and put a bonsai tree on top of the hill. Obviously you would have to put the dirt around the pot that the bonsai tree is in and let the moss grow over. And every 6 months, if I remember right, you're supposed to pull the bonsai tree out of the pot, trim the new growth that's on the roots, and put it back in fresh dirt. Well, you can still do that. Even though the moss grew up around it, take a pair of scissors and start where the, say this is the tree, okay, start where the tree is, and then cut out to the corners of the pot. Okay, and then peel the moss back, pull that pot out, do what you got to do to the bonsai tree, put it back in, and cover the moss back over it. Done. You'd hardly notice. I want to put a wood floor in here, but I'm not going to do individual little boards. I mean, come on, let's get real. I'll use like thin plywood, stain it, and use a ruler and mark in the boards. Maybe use a super thin brush and some gray or black paint and do that, or a black marker. I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. I'm not a professional on anything. I have an idea and I work it out until I figure it out. Sometimes I gotta set it aside. Like this one here has been setting aside for like a year because I don't have the money to get the other stuff. It is hollow. You can see the redness. There was an ant colony living in the tree. That's why it ended up dying. But this is too thick. I got to carve out more. I got the lines drawn. You can kind of see it. I'm going to have it about that thick all the way around. About like what this is. And that right there is split, but I can fix that, I'm pretty sure. And I wanted to have decorations on the wall. That way, when you're looking at this gorgeous hobbit house, you can actually see inside. I even have an idea on how to have a little light up in there that you flip a switch somewhere and it turns on. You can have this outside, inside, who knows. But anyways, you will have to water it occasionally. And the moss, I thought maybe have it cover, because like in the movies, the hobbit house, the grass is growing on top. So the moss, if it'll take to the wood, it'll grow over. Problem, whoever buys it will have to keep it trimmed away from the windows. Maybe let it go around a little bit. But then, you know, I'm going to have a frame for the window in there, and then little partitions. The doors, obviously going to be a round door. I got the hinge. I'll figure out how to place that later, because like this here sags in. I'm not sure how that's going to work out, but we'll figure it out. And anyway, I might add another window here, a smaller one. But anyway, there's another idea. I've got all kinds of wood stock. Stuff that just grew naturally. Cedar. I got hedgewood. I got black walnut. This one here, the neighbor had a bush. And it's an odd name, never heard of. It had thorns on it. I took the bark off, and there's a really nice dark color inside here. And I was thinking, since it's already got a curve, you know, you could basically just take this lighter part, leave it on the top here, so you got that beefiness there, but then taper it down. But there's a lot, these little bitty knots, you would not believe how hard them little knots are. So taper it down to the dark color, and it'll be dark the rest of the way down. But that turns out to be a lot of work. That is one hard piece of wood. Let's see. I also sell stuff on eBay, which I may stop doing. It's getting to be a pain. I have other pieces of wood, different kinds of wood. Some I don't even know what the heck they're. That is a piece of hedgewood, also known as Osage orange. Notice how this is lighter and that is darker. It's the same wood. This one was already dead. It gets nice and dark. This was green, and it's splitting, unfortunately. There's a curly piece of cedar. I had an idea with that one. I might as well show you this shelf too. I got those sailboats from my grandfather, my grandmother, and that's ironwood, American bison. I didn't carve that, by the way. That was from Mexico. This is going to be a dragon head staff. I use it regularly when I go out rock hunting or just out for a hike. There was another branch growing out of it, and it died off, so I had to make a piece of wood, same size, glued that in place. I have glass eyes. This is going to be a big eye. Cut the eyebrow. See how the head's tilted? Okay, so this big eye is going to be like looking down or looking down at you with his eye bulged out, you know. And then this one's going to be smaller, kind of squinting because it's up towards the sun. Now, this is a small room. Okay, the mouth, I got the tongue there. Right now he looks like an old timer. Looks like he's just gumming, kind of like me. I don't have my teeth yet either. But that takes money too. My idea for the teeth, I got two of them here. These are white stones I pick up when I'm rock hunting. Okay, I believe that's calcite. But I've been going along like this to get them into teeth shapes. And the other one's right here. Okay, there's two of them. Obviously, I have a long way to go. I've got these other ones here. Some are very white, unfortunately. I need whiter ones. I want nice white teeth. This white will work. Some of them others are more round, so it's going to take a lot of grinding. I don't have any other way to do it other than I have a pan that I put water in, and I set this in there so it stays wet. And I just sit there and I'll look at YouTube videos or something while I'm just sitting there doing it. The hard part is trying to hang on to the derby thing. You know? Talk about your hands cramping up. And I tried using these, and that don't work either. Even though you're locking it down, it still doesn't quite work. I do have chisels, as I mentioned. Oh yeah, I'm into photography too, but this one here, I think I'm due for a new one. This one, it still works, but it's malfunctioning. So I don't have wood mallets, so I made my own. Here's a small one for light work. This wood actually came from India. I forgot the name of it now. Something Robusta. They call it sawwood. And this here I found along a fence row of a pasture. This thing threw sparks when I cut it with a chainsaw. I've got a much bigger piece out in the garage. I cut the whole tree, but I'm starting to carve a heavier mallet. I actually use it as it is. It's kind of hard to carve, but I need to get this down smaller, and it's got some weight. This is for heavy, deep chiseling. Let's see. Oh, here's the glass eyes for the dragon head staff. See how big that eye is? I think that's going to be kind of comical. And here's the other one. See the difference? He's gonna be kind of comical. He's not going to be all that evil looking. I don't want him to look evil. Here's a couple more. This might be a front tooth because it's bigger. It's bigger than these, somewhat. And this one as well. So this is going to be the upper, and these are the lower, I'm guessing. Most of the stuff I do is trial and error. I get an idea, and I go with it. I even tried my hand at making wooden flowers. Used wooden dolls, and just to see what would happen. So there's a couple different flowers. See, it's real fine up here and bigger on the bottom. It's kind of interesting. Then you'd have to figure out how to paint it, especially if you wanted multicolors. That would be a pain, wouldn't it? Trying to paint every one of those. Let's see. I got different glass globes. Oh, I could show you one that I finished a couple years ago. I'm actually using it for holding my jacket up. I can't do it with one hand. There. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, this here actually, it's a white quartz crystal. It glows blue. I'm selling it on eBay. So far it hasn't sold. Put these rings in there. Some people thought I used a lathe. I don't have one. This is all, I drew it and carved it. The only power tool I used was a drill to start the hole on top and bottom, all four sides. And obviously this is not straight. Okay, so there's no way I could have put this on a lathe, so don't even try. Anyway, I carved all this out by hand and put them, squeezed. There's one spot somewhere, one of these sides that's just a hair wider, you can't hardly tell, and I was able to squeeze them in there. Okay, here's the handle part. I've created for the handle. You can decorate it any way you want. And then I put a spiral in it. Usually I have it sticking out, kind of like a snake going up. But this time I tried it going in. It was a little more work. But yeah, it's up for sale for $200 on eBay. I lowered the price quite a bit. I'm not going any lower. That's a lot of work. That's ash, by the way. Yeah, it took a lot of time. And the crystal wasn't cheap either, by the way. Everybody just expects you to just give stuff away. You can't do that. All that time, I'm not going to make any money. Now this is not for sale. This is mine personally. I'm actually going to take the urethane back off. I'm going to bring it down some, and I'm going to try to put small scales on it before I paint it. I'm not going to put a clear coat, because obviously, because of this, it wouldn't look right. I'm going to paint it. I haven't figured out what color, actually. And I got to paint it before I install the teeth, too, in the mouth. I got to do that. So, and you can't really tell, and I can't really show you, but this is a shadow box I've been meaning to make for my grandfather, my late grandfather. But I don't have the saws and stuff to do the nice woodwork designs on the frame. It's going to be 6 compartments though, and I've got all the stuff I need except for the background. Now I've been saving different things from calendars to use as background. Stuff like this. I've got more too. Let's see. But yeah, I mean that's basically it. I've got all this stuff jammed in one little room. I've got all these ideas of crafts. I even got stuff down there. I mean, but with this channel, you can follow along. If there's any particular project that I just showed you that you would like to see done, first, you're interested in seeing how I do it, I'll stick with that project. If there's enough interest, I'll stick with that project, and all the videos will be based on that. But I'm also going to be doing other videos in between, as far as like my nature walks, or if it's a nice day, I'll go rock hunting, and I'll take you along. I also got a gold painting kit. I'm going to try that. I found out there's gold here in Missouri, northern Missouri. So I'm going to try my hand at that eventually. So, like I said, I've got so many interests. I finally got a rock tumbler, so I'm trying my hand at that. See how that goes. But yeah, if any of this stuff that I just showed you, or maybe there's some other ideas that you want me to try, leave a comment. Feel free to subscribe. I'm going to try to post regularly. And I'm told I can make money if enough people are interested in my channel. I can make money. Well, that'd be great, because if I can get rid of my full-time job and dedicate my time to the wood carving, the crafts, the rock hunting, maybe the painting for gold, whatever. If I got enough people interested, and I don't need to work for that place anymore, that would be cool. That would be really cool, because I've got a lot of projects and not enough time on the weekend to get them done. So anyway, yeah, feel free to comment, subscribe, and let's see where this channel can take us. Thanks for watching.